Wow, what a weak little hypocritical coward. And just by that description, you probably already know who I'm talking about, and that of course is LeBron James and entirely the NBA that really do paint a portrait of just how hypocritical our society is. Yeah, you're totally fine. Don't worry about it. You're totally cool. You got Jeff Berwick's wife's in the background. We're sharing rooms. I'll explain later. Say hi. How hypocritical our society is, especially when it comes to politics. And again, this is why, as an independent media organization, we're neither with the left gang or the right gang. We're not libtards or conservatives. And by the way, that's why we have t-shirts like this that clearly highlight the divide and conquer of our modern day political system and discourse that is centered around gangs and power instead of actual intellectual debates and trying to fix problems, communicate properly, and be a part of a solution, which honestly more and more people, especially the Democrats and Republicans, just don't give a damn about. By the way, also in our t-shirt store that you can buy and support this independent media organization, we also take a very hard stance against the surveillance state, facial recognition, Big Brother, the social credit score, and of course, big tyrannical government. And you know who doesn't make a stand against those issues and they're totally okay with it if they just make a little bit of pesos? Well, no one other than, of course, NBA superstar LeBron James, that is being heavily criticized right now, and I would say rightfully criticized right now, because of his latest comments on this controversy that is involving the NBA and China that was started when the Houston Rockets general manager sent out a tweet saying, "Free Hong Kong." And then all out of nowhere, everything just blew up in grand proportions in the NBA's face, that at first took a very hard stance against the general manager. Then when receiving criticism from the United States, softened their tone significantly. But now we're seeing the crescendo of this entire controversy with the latest remarks from LeBron James that we're going to play in this video that are absolutely shocking.
Thought that they would be punished. Do you think that Daryl should have been reprimanded?
I think that's another situation that should stay behind closed doors. We are to see what happens with any one of our players or with an owner or with a GM at a later date. I think when we all sit back and learn from the situation that happened, understand that.
We got Jeff Berwick in the house. He looks like a bootleg David Hasselhoff from Baywatch. What do you think of the LeBron controversy?
I think he's a little bitch. So, the government told me not to say anything, and they called my agent. And
feel free to do whatever. Walk around in those weird things. Again, we're staying in a common Airbnb. They just had the best lighting here. So, moving on.
Could say. And we all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't believe I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke. And so many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. So just be careful what we tweet and we say and what we do, even though, yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too.
What? How could you be more duplicitous, more hypocritical? Such a double standard that is just absolutely mind-boggling when again, he's just referring to the statement, a tweet that was deleted as soon as it came out there, saying "Free Hong Kong." What do you need to be educated about? What do you need to be? Well, why can't you say that simple word? And of course, everyone is just absolutely just dunking on LeBron James right now, especially in reaction to all of this. This is one of my favorite responses here, saying, quote, I believe he wasn't educated on the situation, using LeBron's quote with the picture of the Uyghur population that's being imprisoned right now in China. People are calling this statement disgraceful. Another person said, believe in something, but not if it costs you money. Another user said, wow, China really made King James not only shut up and dribble, but peddle their propaganda. Yikes, I guess I'm a fool for expecting better. And the controversy got a lot worse when LeBron James decided to send out a tweet for some idiotic, totally oblivious reason, saying, quote, my team and this league just went through a difficult week. A difficult week? Was he one of the world famous Uyghur academics who was just, sentenced to death for existing? Was he a Hong Kong protester that was severely injured in the melees? Was he a Hong Kong protester that was maybe shot with a gun? No. All that happened was that there's a little bit of media publicity, and then China decided not to play the preseason games of the NBA. No one watches the preseason games. No one cares about the preseason games. That's the only thing that happened. Oh yeah, also they stopped selling Houston Rockets gear in China, but that's it. How's that a hard week? How's that a difficult week? And then he said, quote, I think people need to understand what a tweet or statement can do to others. Gee, don't say. Going on and saying, and I believe nobody stopped and considered what would happen. Yeah, you would lose what? What? You would get criticized in the paper? They can't sell Houston Rockets Chinese-made merchandise? Why does that matter? Again, going on saying, quote, could have waited a week to send it. What? What do you mean waited a week? It wouldn't have changed or made any difference.
Maybe he's signing his new Nike contract in a week. So, stop selling out. Is there any real, honorable people left in this world? This is what's called selling your soul. When you're like, oh, they're stomping on people in Hong Kong, but I shouldn't say anything because I might lose my contract with Nike. It's like, don't you have enough money? Like, stop it.
Yeah, well, when's enough? For freak's sakes. And then the responses are just utterly hilarious. People calling LeBron James a communist bootlicker. This user says, I'm so sorry for this difficult time you are having. Maybe you could wipe your tears with your freedom and millions of dollars while the Uyghurs suffer. Adding, another user saying, and his $1 billion Nike shoe contract made with Chinese labor. Another person made specifically a Nike advertisement, and we're going to talk about Nike in just a little bit because they also play a very significant role here that a lot of people don't understand. But again, the China situation is definitely one that's deserving a lot of criticism, and it's absolutely astounding to see so many people who were very prominent on the political stage, people who always speak about issues domestically, people like Steve Kerr, people like LeBron James, as we're going to see in a little bit, just completely be shut, completely be silenced because of money. And it's absolutely pathetic, and it's absolutely sad that people who already have a huge amount of money will do everything to protect it in such a really desperate, horrible way that totally destroys any virtues, any morals, or anything that is right. Again, LeBron James tried to clear this up, but again, he's just digging his hole even deeper. I mean, this man is I would say, on this situation, completely uneducated, completely oblivious. I mean, all you have to do is just a little bit of homework, a little bit of research to understand the situation. But I guess there's so much money in his house, he can't find a way to go to the computer, or he can't even figure out how to research just even the simple fact of what's happening in Hong Kong. Again, he tried to clear this up, saying, quote, let me clear up the confusion. No, LeBron, there's no confusion. You're just totally delusional here, saying, quote, I do not believe there was any consideration for the consequences and ramification of the tweet. Well, it's a tweet saying free Hong Kong, calling for freedom in again, totally oblivious. Going on, I'm not discussing the substance. What others can talk about that. So you're pretty much just saying you have freedom of speech, but you shouldn't be talking about communists and concentration camps because you may hurt me financially, maybe. And this is just hilarious coming from LeBron James, who, by the way, tweeted this just 1 year ago, saying, quote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter." What's happening in China, what's happening in Hong Kong, what's happening with the Uyghurs matters, LeBron James. I'm sorry it doesn't matter to you because of your elitist 1% billionaire privileged lifestyle. But is he a Freemason?
I think well, I know Shaquille
Well, Shaquille O'Neal's a Freemason, but regardless of that, he's privileged. He's privileged as hell. And of course, people are responding to it, rightfully so. And the conversation is beginning, as even in Hong Kong, people have started to stomp on LeBron James's jersey because of their just anger towards this entire situation, which I believe is justified. Slate even has an article that is titled, "LeBron James Sounds Like Chinese Propaganda and Critiqued of, quote, Misinformed Pro-Democracy Tweet." USA Today even ran a piece saying, "Opinion, LeBron James undermines values he espoused in most disgraceful moment of his career." And I would definitely agree. I was even thinking about doing a video about LeBron James because so far up to this point, he almost had an impeccable career, made very wise decisions with his money, kept his high school girlfriend, raised the family, and wasn't an idiot like most people who are just given a large sum of money. But up until this moment, this is just highlighting his ignorance and just how little values he actually has. I mean, look at what happened during the Colin Kaepernick scandal. LeBron James was in full support of Kaepernick, but when it comes to something that hurts his bottom line, well, that just doesn't matter to LeBron. Very interestingly, it's also important to note that a Turkish player on the Boston Celtics personally responded to LeBron James in a very powerful tweet, since, of course, this player also faced prosecution from an authoritarian big government in Turkey, tweeting, quote, "Haven't seen or talked to my family in 5 years. Jailed my dad, my siblings can't find jobs, revoked my passport, international arrest warrant, my family can't leave the country, got death threats every day, got attacked, harassed, tried to kidnap me in Indonesia. Quote, freedom is not free." Responding specifically to LeBron James, saying again, wow, dude. Yeah, that's definitely an understatement to the NBA and to all the establishment, propaganda, entertainment industry that is essentially bowing down and suckling on the Chinese money teat. And again, this is interesting because LeBron James is very outspoken on many political issues, especially about gun control, saying that there's no room for guns, pretty much calling for the gun confiscation of the American people, as he's telling other people in the United States to be quiet about any criticism of totalitarian regimes. It's what I believe essentially to be a crescendo moment of the byproduct of the propaganda that sadly LeBron James is just idiotically consuming and regurgitating back to the general public. We see this propaganda pushed on us by Hollywood, by the entertainment industry. Less rights for you, no guns for you, no freedoms for you. Support and worship the Chinese who give you a little bit of pesos. It's absolutely disgusting, and it needs to be called out. And finally, we are having this discussion, and people are able to look into multinational corporations like Nike that relied heavily and still rely heavily on Chinese factories to produce $4 Nikes that they psychologically program you to somehow buy for $200, $300, or even $400. An industry that is absolutely stupid, and that one particular company now is valued at $30 billion. $30 billion enterprise based on Chinese factories propagandizing you with idiots like LeBron James, who will do and say everything for a buck, so you buy your stupid shoes for $200 because you've been conditioned to believe that that is okay. And that is stupid. You disagree with me? Let me know why in the comment section below. Thank you, Berwick, for being in my video. Thank you, Kenna, for allowing me to use the room. And definitely check out the Dollar Vigilante. We're also with Joby Weeks. We're going to be doing a lot of touring and tripping around. We're sharing an Airbnb. They have the best lighting. Stole their room. Thanks for letting me steal your room.
And FK every government, not just the Chinese government.
There you go. Stay tuned for more. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys. Love you.